This video we will briefly touch about trigonometry, its meanings, what it's going to cover specifically. And to do that, if we look at the roots and the pieces of the word trigonometry, I see tri, right? And tri just means three. Then at the end, I see METR. Well, if I were to keep on spelling this, like metric is a unit of measure or to measure. So 3 and then measurements. Well, things that have 3 are triangles. So trigonometry, very simply, is the part of math that deals with the relationships of angles and sides of triangles. Also in trigonometry, we will have this new variable. This new variable is the angle theta. Theta, again, it's a variable. It looks like a 0 with a dash through it. It's just a placeholder for an angle. Okay. Again, let's talk about the right triangle still and break it apart again with everything in relationship to theta. All right. So hypotenuse, again, will always still be across from right angle. Now our other two sides is going to be the relationship with theta. And remember, theta is just an unknown or known angle measure less than 90 degrees for right triangles. Now, I think I've finally been able to figure out how to explain the remaining sides. So the opposite side and the adjacent. I'm going to try and explain the adjacent first. Adjacent just means beside or next to. And what's it beside? It's beside theta. Now, if you remember or go all the way back to parallel lines and their angles, I start talking about trapping angles. This is where that's where I start prepping you for trapping theta eventually. So if I was to think of theta as like a mouse, most people don't like mouses. They don't want it running around their bedroom. So if I think of our bedroom as being a right triangle, you're scared of it. You don't want it to, run over to you or whatnot. So if you trap it, it needs, right, our trap would keep it contained. Okay. Just kind of follow along and play along with the story for a second. Even, as crazy as this may sound. So if I want to trap it, right, I could trap it really close or really far away. It doesn't matter. I just want to make a trap that's not going to allow it to run around and get loose. From here, if you notice, when my trap is going to touch two sides of the triangle. The two sides it's going to touch will always be the hypotenuse and the adjacent. Because we always label the hypotenuse first, there's no reason for us to get it confused with the adjacent angle, or excuse me, the adjacent side. So extremely important. So adjacent side is the side that is beside or next to theta. I'm going to put in parentheses the trap touches. And that forces the remaining side, the opposite side, to be across from theta, and trap does not touch. So if you have, questions, confusions, go back, watch this again when I start talking about this trap and labeling the right triangle.